What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including AJ Styles going to be all elite, Chelsea Green is legit pissed off, is a WWE commentator leaving, is this the real masked man, Jey Uso dealing with hate, is Brock Lesnar retiring at WrestleMania, the Big Show's incredible transformation, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, first story looks at, is AJ Styles AEW bound? And our top story today looks at AJ Styles as we look at rumors that the former WWE champion could be AEW bound. AJ had his final ever WWE match this past weekend at the Royal Rumble, and AJ deciding to leave his gloves on certainly implied that AJ could wrestle again in the future in another company such as TNA or AEW. Now, there's been little to no reports relating to what AJ's future plans are, but now Fightful Select has revealed that if AJ wanted to work TNA, he could have easily done this when he was under WWE contract. On the possibility of working TNA, it was communicated by WWE sources that if he wanted to do that badly enough, he could while under WWE contract. One WWE source familiar with the situation says that regardless of what happens with his future, AJ Styles has very much had it his way as it relates to his WWE retirement. Another source in management said that they would happily extend AJ Styles, but that he's made it very clear for years that he was eyeing retirement. But when it comes to AEW, a lot of fans are convinced that Tony Khan is going to make AJ a substantial offer, and Fightful Select states that whilst an offer hasn't been made as of yet, AEW would love to bring AJ into the mix. The topic was a major point of conversation backstage in AEW at Dynamite on January 28th, with people on the team speculating what he was doing. As of February 3rd, we have not been told that an offer was made, but it was universally accepted among AEW sources that if AEW is able to, they would bring in Styles. Styles is still close with a number of people in All Elite Wrestling. It is expected that New Japan Pro Wrestling would want to use him as well in the middle of them losing a ton of talent. The report culminated by saying that AJ's in-ring career could have ended outright at the Rumble, and AJ is a name that will do what he wants regardless of money. One source close to AJ Styles said that he knew Styles' in-ring career was ending at the Royal Rumble, but aren't sure what he's doing next. It was communicated by that source that AJ will do what he wants to do regardless of money, and he's in a position to do so. The head of WWE creative Triple H has already hinted at AJ taking on a backstage role in WWE, and if AJ doesn't want to wrestle again, then this would be a logical fit for the legendary talent. Next up, Chelsea Green is legit pissed off. And Michael Hayes didn't exactly have the best portrayal on WWE Unreal Season 2. He came across as out of touch, and his negative comments regarding Chelsea Green's ceiling in WWE upset a lot of fans, and for good reason. But Green has now been able to clap back directly at the seasoned WWE producer, and this is what the first ever WWE Women's US Champion had to say on Reality Checked. This really ruffles some feathers. So one of the head producers at WWE, his name is Michael Hayes. He works very closely with our boss Triple H, and he basically on Real said, Chelsea makes the most of her time, so we don't need to give her 30 minutes. We give her 30 seconds and she does the same work, which is great because she's not meant to be here for 30 minutes. She's not meant to be the top girl. Green would add that she was a self-aware human being, but she was legit pissed off at the comments from Hayes. She's meant to elevate all those girls to be in that top position to be a main eventer. It's crazy because I'm a self-aware human being, so I know my kind of place on the totem pole in this fake hierarchy that is wrestling. But to actually hear it, to actually hear that there was a ceiling put on me, it's different. You can't help but be pissed off and a little upset and just aggravated at the fact that you thought that there was maybe a chance that there wasn't the ceiling, that maybe it was all in your head and that it was confirmed, and it wasn't confirmed to me. It was confirmed on national television. Unsurprisingly, Green has received universal support from fans, and even WWE producers have chimed in. Shane Hurricane Helms took to X to label Green as a future world champion, so it's evident that Green has the support of the WWE locker room. Now, this was certainly a brazen move from WWE to feature Hayes burying Green in the manner he did, and it ultimately backfired in a major way. If anything, Chelsea now has even more support from fans and wrestlers, and Shane Helms is probably correct. It won't come as a shock to see Green win the world title in WWE soon. Next up is a WWE commentator leaving. Corey Graves has been a commentator in WWE for over a decade now, and his position in the company has opened the door for various opportunities outside of the pro wrestling space. Well, it turns out that Graves has accepted the role of being a college professor at Point Park University, where he works in their communications department. Now, thankfully, it doesn't appear that this will lead to Graves leaving WWE, as he claims that WWE and TKO are both supportive of the venture. Graves' course is officially titled Live Sports Production, and the class runs for 3 hours every single Wednesday. Massive congratulations to Corey Graves on this new endeavor. Next up, was it awkward when Nikki Bella saw John Cena backstage? And Nikki Bella has broken her silence when it comes to where things stand between herself and John Cena. Speaking on impulsive, she encountered Cena last year for the first time in several years, and after some initial awkwardness, their interactions were fine and she was able to meet his wife. The first time we hadn't seen each other in so many years, so it was just like, you didn't know what to expect. So yeah, man, it was fine, and I got to meet his wife, and I think then after that, then I would talk to them both every time I saw them at TV, and it was normal. And Nikki would also spend a strong portion of the interview putting over the current women's division in WWE, as Nikki believes that it's currently stronger than the men's. Next up, a legend trained a recently returned star. Now, speaking of the Bella twins, the duo have been undertaking a ton of media appearances since their Royal Rumble return, and during their appearance on Not Sam's podcast, Brie Bella revealed who trained her for her in-ring return. Brie revealed, well, unsurprisingly, that her husband, the legendary and iconic Bryan Danielson, trained her for an in-ring comeback. This was extremely noticeable, as Brie had a distinct lack of ring rust, and some fans stated that Brie looked better than ever in the squared circle. She even did the famous yes kicks at the Royal Rumble. Man, Michael Cole was trying so hard not to call them yes kicks. Next up, the real reason for WWE return. Brie Bella also broke her silence when it came to a WWE return on the podcast. In relation to how she was able to return, it turned out that WWE President Nick Khan directly called her, and the wheels were then put in motion for her return. I've been wanting to come back. I would joke about it a lot, but yeah, I kept hearing no. So when it came to Thanksgiving time, I was like, alright, I'm not going back, and I just kind of started to look at 2026 differently, and a couple of other opportunities that were put on the table, and then Nick Khan all of a sudden called me, and I wasn't expecting it, and just really wanted me back. I was very shocked, and I was like, alright, and I'm grateful to Nick for bringing me back because I definitely thought the door was closed, and I'm happy that it reopened. The Bella twins have now set their sights on the women's tag titles, and they're heavily rumored to challenge for the gold at WrestleMania 42. Next up, is this the real Masked Man? There was speculation coming out of the Royal Rumble this past weekend that the Masked Man was not Adam Pearce or Logan Paul, but the man behind it was Jake Paul. This predominantly came from the fact that the Masked Man had a Jake Paul style beard, and fans believe that due to Logan Paul being a member of the Vision, this could be a way to introduce Jake onto WWE programming. The speculation has now escalated to such extent that TMZ are covering the story, and they're speculating that Jake may have signed a WWE contract. Now, as things stand, there are no concrete reports suggesting that this is the case, but stranger things have happened, and we can't rule out Jake potentially wrestling for WWE one day. It's more likely that the Masked Man was actually Logan Paul, as it fits into a story arc of him being jealous of Bron Breakker as he's the true star of the Vision. Next up, the Jey Uso crash out continues. Jey Uso continues to address the wave of criticism aimed at the Bloodline and personally him on social media. Jey would fire back after the Royal Rumble saying, "Man, y'all don't deserve my family for real." And now even after that, Jey seems to have doubled down on the response, mentioning in an IG story, "So much hate on this MF, I'll never hate on my own family. We lift each other up. The whole world already trying to keep us down. We still run shit. Flowers to minds. All that cinema term we use in wrestling now came from the Bloodline. You're welcome." I don't know what's worse, Jey Uso crashing out on a weekly basis, or his incorrect use of the term "you're." Next up, Brock Lesnar retiring at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar has been heavily rumored to retire at some point in 2026. These rumors came from a report stating that Lesnar is looking to leave pro wrestling behind him, and naturally, due to his immense star power, most fans have expected him to ride off into the sunset at WrestleMania. However, it doesn't look like this is the plan at this stage yet. According to Fightful's latest Q&A series, Lesnar is planned for SummerSlam this year, which suggests that a WrestleMania retirement is now off the table. That was the belief within WWE. I don't know if it's going to be another retirement angle, but Brock Lesnar is planned for the show as of the start of the year. I don't think that comes as much of a surprise considering that's typically a show they would have him work in the years past as well. Lesnar retiring at SummerSlam is a significantly better fit for Lesnar. Lesnar is labeled by many as Mr. SummerSlam. He's had classic matches against the likes of The Rock, Kurt Angle, and CM Punk at the show. The show also just happens to be in Minnesota, so it's understandable why Lesnar may opt to retire at this specific show. Next up, The Big Show's incredible body transformation. Wrestling legend The Big Show has shared a major update on his physical transformation and plans to return to in-ring action at All Elite Wrestling. In a recent Instagram post, Wyatt revealed now he weighs 393 pounds and is aiming to drop further to about 360 pounds as part of his fitness journey. The new look comes after months of hints from Wyatt that he's serious about making a comeback as a competitor rather than just a commentator. Wyatt has been dealing with multiple surgeries over recent years, including back surgery, and has described his recovery as a week-by-week process. Right now, though, he remains focused on returning to the ring in a meaningful way, and he stressed that his goal isn't to appear as a nostalgia act or a pity competitor, but to genuinely contribute and perform at the level he should when he wrestles again. Wyatt definitely looks incredible, and he may even soon look like his WCW days. Next up, a WWE star turning heel. But could former WWE World Champion Damian Priest be turning heel? After his elimination in the Rumble, Priest went off on young talent, specifically Powerhouse Hobbs. Damn it, I don't even know what else I have to do. Lose in the 4-way, got a bunch of newcomers? This is bullshit. This sounds like a heel promo from Priest, and it wouldn't come as a shock to see Priest turn heel on the road to Mania. Priest's babyface character has pretty much run its course, and a match versus Hobbs, aka Royce Keys, could be the way to establish Keys as a credible talent on the SmackDown brand. And finally, a new NXT champion crowned. Our final story today looks at last night's NXT as two significant moments occurred on the show. The first thing to note is that Joe Hendry is the new NXT champion. The popular star won the vacant title in a ladder match, and this now marks Hendry's first reign with the gold. The Scots really ruling the wrestling world right now, as both he and Drew McIntyre are champions. And finally, the new NXT GM was revealed to be Robert Stone. Stone has taken over the role after Ava departed WWE last week. There were calls for WWE to bring in Shayna Baszler for the role, but WWE has simply used a name that was already heavily featured on television. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.